Good afternoon, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com, and I'm catching up answering some questions for people. By the way, folks, I have to tell you, you are my priority, and I take questions very seriously. If I don't answer it immediately, please don't be mad at me. It might be that I'm wrapped up in stuff, but more importantly, I stress, I do want to get to these questions. Ask them. I will answer them either typed-wise, or I will even answer them via video. So here we got a video for us. Wellard had a great question here. He said, okay, I've got a question. What moving averages do you use that are simple or exponential? And you know what we're going to do? And Wellard, this is for you. We're taking a look right here at NTNX. Why? Well, I think it's a good example. I'm going to show you the moving averages that I use. The purple is the 200 simple. The green is the 50-day simple. The blue is the 20-day simple. And the yellow is the 8 exponential moving average, EMA. So simple, 20, 50, 200, 50, and 20. The yellow is an 8 exponential moving average. And I'm going to tell you why, just for what it's worth. Years ago, one of the men that had a tremendous influence on me was a man named Ed Sakota. Ed Sakota is in Market Wizards, and I had the good fortune of talking with him in person. And I thought that was pretty darn cool way back in the day, asking him questions. And Ed uses, and you can read about him in Market Wizards, which is a great book. I encourage you to get the first book especially. Ed Sakota uses the 5-period exponential moving average, the 5. Well, years ago, over a decade ago, I started using the 5. And here's what was happening. I was constantly getting stopped out of my stocks. I was like, this sucks. I'm always getting stopped out or selling. So I did some more digging and I found out something. And this may shock all of you, but I'm going to tell you. Commodities are less volatile than a lot of these stocks are today. I know you're like, oh, come on. I'm not kidding. They are. Ed Sakota specializes in commodities. We do stocks. I used to use the 10-period simple on stocks. I switched to the 5 because Ed was using it too. And I figured if it's good for him, it's good for me. Here's what I found out. It's not. Again, why? Too much volatility. So I said, I've got to compromise here. I used to use the 10-period simple. I switched to the 5-period exponential. I will compromise. I will use the 8-period exponential moving average. And I'll tell you something really interesting. I started using it a while ago. I go on Twitter and stuff. There's a lot of people that are using it. And I don't think it's because of me. Please, I'm not saying that one bit. But I have found that it works really well for shorter term trends. So here's NTNX. Look at the yellow line. Look at how that animal walks up the 8-period exponential. Is that beautiful? We can go in and just look at some of these real quick. Watch this. Micron Technology walks up the 8. Is that nice? There's NTNX. SGH. Look at this animal walking up the 8. Is that sweet? Look at even this day. Falls below the 8 and closes above it. Upland. Grinding on up the 8. That's what we look for. Look at this one, how we played this. This was beautiful. Walking right up the 8-period moving average. That's what we look for. So that's why I use the 8-period exponential moving average. It was an evolutionary process about, golly, it's 2018. Probably started doing it at around 2006. I switched to the 8. 2006, I switched to the 8. And I hope that helps you, and I thank you very much for asking.